Alpha.
That was not scripted. Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Imperial Pulls. My name is Brian.
I'm still Joe.
And today's the day.
The last day of January.
It's the final day of January here at the end of
Hello, Leo by the
March.
lake.
Hey, welcome. And hi, Jeff.
Jeffrey Pacino, hello.
So we, as everybody watching probably already knows, we started in January as it were, with the most recent Genesis Battle of Champions set and worked our way backwards, and now this is it. This is the culmination of all our efforts.
This is it. Now, why didn't we opened a booster box of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we open a booster box of Alpha?
Because we didn't win the lottery.
Right. That'd be a good reason why.
Mm-hmm. So today we are opening, what are we opening today, Joe?
This is a 2018 Alpha 2-player starter set. It's in there.
Yay! Oh! No, I'm trying to see around. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's
there we
better.
go. That's much better.
So this is a 2-player starter set. Tell us about the 2-player starter set, Joe. What should we know about it?
It came out in 2017, but they cleaned it up just a little bit, put out a 2018 box, which varied very little. In this, we've got, in the set, there's 8 champions.
8 champions.
4 of them have alt arts. So we've got kind of 12 champion cards. You've got alt arts for Idris, Malik, Nubia, and Raha. Okay. And then from there, it changes up. So the original Alpha set, there were 30 kits made in 2017. There are 100 of these ones made. Of the second edition, you can call it.
Only 100.
Only 100.
In the world.
In the world.
In the world.
And we're going to open it.
We're opening it. It's sealed. You can see that it is sealed. We are going to open it. Now tell us, for those of our viewers who maybe don't know why this is a big deal, why is this a big deal?
Because there are only 100 of them.
Yeah, but like, who cares? Why is No, but what I'm saying is, like, why is Alpha special? What about this set is special that it would be so expensive and so rare?
Well, it was the first set that came out, right? They're the Alpha booster packs. I believe there were only about 256 booster packs that came out. They're just super special. They've got a card like a think of a Monopoly board. They've got that kind of a board inside of it versus the neoprene mats that we use now. It's the introduction of the game.
Yeah, this is it. This is the ground floor, right?
Yeah.
And look at the size of this box, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of people who play Genesis, some players like me, were introduced to it with the 2-player starter set of Welcome to Genuary.
Right, which is
not nearly the size of this box. So
yeah.
I'm guessing that has to do with the board that's inside. It's my guess. I don't know.
Yep.
Now, on the back of here, you can see that it reads what comes in the box. Maybe, I don't know if you can see
should be
that.
an arena board, 192 cards.
Yeah.
12 exhaustion tokens. They didn't call them exert. Back then, they were
exhaustion tokens.
And then the board.
Now, we have no reason to believe that there are any sealed booster packs.
Right.
It doesn't say anywhere on here that there are booster packs, but boy, if we opened it and there was booster packs in here, that would be a reason to celebrate.
Yeah.
So.
Now, in these boxes, there are no rares.
Okay.
It's just commons and some uncommons, I believe.
But in a way, they're all rare.
Yes. Yeah, because there are only 100 of this box ever made. So, and this was designed by Assad, of course, the original founder of Genesis Battle of Champions.
And Haunted Castle Gaming.
Lionel Nunes was one of the other creators, and Arthur Tenga was the art director back then. Okay,
great. So we expect to see cards that might seem familiar, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Before we open that up, we want to give everybody on the various chat boards that we post to a minute to get here so they can see.
Because this one's a special one they may want to catch live.
This is a special one. This is not a normal episode. But like all our episodes, we begin with a beverage. And what do we have here?
Brian picked up some Mill Street Blue Wave.
Oh, it's upside down. Sorry.
It's upside down. Blue Wave Dry Hopped Lager. We chose this beer this week because...
upside down. I screwed it up. Yeah. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's correct.
Just move the beer out of the way from it.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, what do we have tonight for beer?
We have Mill Street Blue Wave dry hopped lager. It has the Blue Jays on it.
What's special about the Blue Jays this week?
It's opening night this week.
Yes,
the opening of the 2025 baseball season is this week. And those of you who know me know I'm very excited.
Brian loves baseball.
I love baseball, and especially the Blue Jays.
Yep.
And you know what? It doesn't say anything on here about the Blue Jays. It doesn't say, like, proud sponsor of the Blue Jays or anything. It just has their logo on it.
Yep.
And that was enough to make me buy it. So there you go.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Down here it does say proud partner.
Oh, does it?
In
very, very small.
They're a little bit proud.
Yeah, they're just like, proud sponsor. Like, that kind of undercuts the pride a little bit, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Anyway, let's give it a try.
Sure thing.
Now, they might be a proud sponsor of the Blue Jays, but we do not have any sponsors of any kind.
We don't.
For beer or otherwise. We are merely enthusiasts. So here we go. Let's give it a try. Mill Street's pretty reliable. This should be okay, eh?
Cheers.
Mazel tov. Yep, this is exactly what it says on the can.
Yep.
Pretty good. This is a good... I have tickets to see the Blue Jays opening weekend. I'm going on Saturday.
Lucky boy.
I'm very excited about it, and I bet you they'll sell these here, and they'll be $24.
That's right. Hello, Will. Will says it's been 5 minutes. Open the box.
Fair enough.
Should we? No.
No.
This was going to be our April Fool's joke. We're just not going to open it today.
William Impatient Kemp has transported into the chat. All right, well, are we ready to get started then? I'm going to move this beer a little farther out of the way so I don't actually accidentally get it on the alpha.
In honor of Will.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's going to be so mad. We're going to have so many fewer subscribers after
That's right.
this. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's switch cameras and see if it fits, because it's so big.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming.
All right, here we go. Oh, let me come up a little bit here. All right. This is a very large box.
Yes.
Also that. Also, never mind. All right.
Let's. So here's the front. Of course, we've got the Angel of Retribution.
Mm-hmm.
Vishud versus Vadis.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to flip it over, we can look at the back. I know you showed it a little bit up there.
Yeah, but this will be a bit nicer. So this is the back of the box. Mm-hmm. It tells us we've got Vishud versus Vahis, a 2-player starter set. It tells us what's inside. And
the way that you can tell that this is a 2018 versus 2017, well, 2 ways. One, very obviously says copyright 2018 on the box.
Oh, that's a giveaway clue.
However, there's a barcode. There's a barcode.
So there is. And what does the other one have? No barcode
a QR
at all?
code.
Oh, a QR code.
Yeah.
I see. All right. And this one also has a link to their Facebook page.
Yep.
Maybe that's how you can tell it's 2017 or 2018. I mean. So yeah.
Still weird with only 3 arms. What has 3 arms? Oh, yeah. The angel. Right.
The angel. Yeah, I guess maybe the third one is like behind.
I want to be. That's what AI art will get you, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, it was not AI art, folks.
No, we don't believe that it was AI art. That would be unlikely in 2017 or 18.
Well, let's...
I'm going to very carefully take the plastic off, and this will no longer be sealed. Now, Joe, I know that we're doing this today, but this is your last chance to back out, because this belongs to Joe. Mm-hmm. So, you're doing it?
Let's do it. I've never opened one. I've never seen what's inside.
And for the record, I did offer that he could open today, but he said... First of all, he slapped me, and he said, "You will speak when spoken to." And then, once he sobered up, he said that I could open it.
God, you make me nervous.
There we go.
Oh, it's open.
It's open. It's not sealed anymore.
Game over.
There we go. Okay, here we are. This is it. It's happening, folks.
It's open. This is how we're doing it.
You're going to tell your grandkids about this someday. Mm-hmm.
All 3 of you are going to tell your grandkids about it.
You're going to tell your grandkids, and they're going to say, "Grandpa, what the hell are you talking about?"
You know, it's kind of like, I saw a meme the other day that was talking about, remember when we used to get Columbia House CDs? It was like 11 CDs for a penny.
Yep.
And you got it through the mail. And kids now are like, what are CDs? And what's a penny? And what's mail? Right?
Yeah.
It's how it is now.
Yep.
Stream can end now. It's been opened.
Yep.
Good night, folks.
Are we ready for this?
Let's do it.
I'm trying gently to open the top. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Drum roll.
Do you have
a drum roll?
I have a drum roll.
Do it. What? That's not what I expected.
Not what I expected at all.
That is not at all what I expected.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Shout out to Jeff for a good UHF reference. Is there anything on the bottom of the...
There is nothing on the bottom of the box.
Nothing on the bottom of the lid.
No.
Rather. Well, that's not what I expected to find. Just some crumbled up paper.
Some Ziploc bags.
What if we opened this and it was just a brick and you got scammed the whole time and it's been sitting on your shelf all this time? All right, well, it looks like we have obviously some packing material. We've got the 2 packs over here. We weren't really sure how this was going to be laid out.
That's the Game Crafter packaging for you. Is Game Crafter the company that would have done the game, Jeff?
I didn't realize that this was Game Crafter.
Classic Game Crafter. Okay, good.
Game Crafter is really cool. I don't know if you've ever gone to it.
I have not.
It's obviously a place where people make games, and they can print all the specialized stuff. But
so Game Crafter paper.
Yep.
Oh, there's the board.
Doesn't appear to be anything written on it, obviously. Nope. just a pinch to grow an inch right here. Okay, so we've got...
Is this paper worth anything? I think we can this is alpha paper.
Alpha paper. Well, we'll auction it off.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 starter decks. They're in little Ziploc baggies. Not sure which one's which.
Well, they're both 71. So this must have been box number 71 of 100.
Oh, do they both?
I guess so.
Is that says +1, doesn't it?
Oh,
maybe that is a 7. Yeah, that's a 7 that's rubbed off a bit.
Okay.
So this maybe is 71 of 100. That's conjecture on our part, but that's a good theory. But I don't know how to tell which one is Vashud and which one is Vadis. So I guess we just have to open them. But before we do that, I'm just going to put these aside.
Yep.
Because there's a little bit more in the box. This must be the board.
Yep.
But before we do that, since this is right here, there are the exhaustion. I'm making air. How do I make air quotes upside down?
Do we have that thing still on with Apple? If we do this, it makes a thing.
I don't think so. I think you turned it off. Anyway, these are what now we would call exert tokens, but they called exhaustion tokens. And I don't know if you can see in the light, but they're just little cardboard bits
die cut
that punch out.
Yep.
And looks like there are 2, or is this one that has?
I think there's probably 2 in there.
I can't. Yeah, I guess one for each. Well, I guess I can open it.
There are 12 exhaustion tokens. So yeah, there's 2 cards.
Yeah, so there's 2. I'll open this. I won't punch any of them out though, obviously, but I just want to see. Right. Yeah, okay, so the same on both sides. Yep. I wasn't sure. It could have said something else on the other side. So we've got our exhaustion. Jeff has some good info there.
Will says smell them, which I'm totally going to do. As a musician, I don't know those or the cards themselves, but as a musician, I smell guitars. I do all that stuff.
Smells like paper, the tokens anyway. So I'll put that to the side.
You punch them out, Joe punches you out.
Yeah,
we've already had this talk.
We had this discussion earlier. Just like I wouldn't have done it, but he was like, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Don't punch them out.
Don't punch them out.
All right, I'm going to move the box since it's empty now.
Game Crafter did alpha stuff. Main Printer did later boosters. Printer Studio did promos. That's why they had to have card sleeves. Had to have them sleeve to play. Too many variations in size, quality, thickness. There were some variations in
that is
especially in the early days.
And you know what? When you're starting a game, you don't know that in 10 years you're going to have a world championship or whatever, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, you think, oh, that's fine, whatever. But, so anyway, so what are we looking at here? That
is the playmat.
The playmat. Now, usually when we use playmats, like if you had the Welcome to Jalara 2-player kit, it comes with a playmat, but it's made with paper, obviously. And many of us, Joe and I included, usually play on like a neoprene game mat that's made for Genesis. This one clearly is something else. We're going to open it. Are you ready?
Now, I have seen one of these.
Have you?
I have seen one of those.
I have not. Are you ready for the football?
Let's have another drum roll.
All right. Oh, you know what? Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Just many layers of
But
paper.
not a poster. All right, I'm going to open it up. It's a little too big for our screen here, so we may have to hold it up. But in the meantime, I'm going to put this knife away since we don't actually have anything else to open.
Yeah.
And it can only cause an accident. Okay.
Well, do you want me to switch over to the other camera, or do you want to open it up first?
Let's try this first and just see. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do it, and then we can use the other close-up to do, close-ups. So we're opening it up here.
Like a big old Monopoly board.
Big old Monopoly board. We'll flip it up, and this is what we got.
I can't see. Is it on the screen?
It is on the screen.
Yeah, so this is a good old-fashioned, like, hardboard. Yep.
Yeah, it looks great. And,
it's very cool.
And let's take a closer look here at the... Here, let's turn it this way so that we can actually
both be in it.
Look at it. This is very interesting. So it has the gridded board, as you expect.
Although they're small square grids.
They are a bit smaller.
Yeah, not rectangular.
That obviously changed. And down here at the bottom, if people can't read it, what does it say?
Those are the how to play steps. Those are the turns and like what to do in order to play the game.
And Invasion and Starters from Edge of Exile was another printer yet, with the plan being to use them for everything, including promos, etc. going forward.
Right.
If I ever get to play against either of you guys, I will refuse to play unless you bring that board to play on. I don't know. What do you think, Joe? That's a good idea, I think.
You know what? For $300, Jeff, I'll bring the board and you can keep it.
And so here it says we have the Aura Pool at the bottom, which I guess is a little different. So I guess you would use those cards?
Yep, you'd use the Aura
cards.
There will be a slew of them in here.
Most likely.
Yep.
That's really interesting. Yep. And over here, I can't see it because I'm too close. Can you see what it says?
It says, beginning of round, remove all exhaustion tokens. All champions draw a card. End of round, last time all champions and summons can do swift abilities.
Wow.
Yep.
I should have washed my hands before I opened this, because...
Well, just a little bit of chicken wing grease. It's fine.
Yeah.
Jeff has left the chat.
Yeah, so let's switch cameras here, and we can get maybe a closer look at parts of this, because... so we're just going to be looking at certain details.
I'm going to hold your beer over here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. I was just thinking that very thing. All right. So we're just looking at close-ups. It looks like we got the symbols in the corners here. I guess those are the
Vashud Vedis.
Yeah, I'm gonna move this a bit. So we have the affiliation symbols.
What did I call them 1 week? The afflictions
or something like that. And we've got the one over on this corner. And there's one
over there.
I can't see it with the shininess. There it is. Yep. Right there. And I'll move this over. Whoops. Pay no attention.
Now they know we use a computer.
And pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. There we go. And we've got the other one there. And looks like we've got some looks like lava.
Some ruins.
And ruins. So I think, Joe, this is a real highlight of this whole box.
This is a super cool thing because they stopped doing it after alpha.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just a really neat element.
Yeah. This is super.
A lot of people
cool.
definitely don't see.
Yeah.
But what you can tell is the difference in size from the cards. Oh, we'll move it over here. Or there, whichever. The cards are bigger than the squares are.
Yeah.
Just by a little bit. So they don't have that rectangular shape. That said, it doesn't really matter.
No, obviously. So will you play on this, Joe? Next time? Like if you go to a tournament and roll up with one of these?
No, because they'll expect me to play well, and I won't.
That's just what you want them to think.
That's right.
And
you were right.
Well, why don't we fold this up carefully?
Sure.
And we'll move on to those
just mute my other computer over here.
Beautiful cards. So this is all folds up in a nice little form factor. Like you could slip this into a backpack or a messenger bag very easily to play. Although it would take damage. I don't mean gameplay damage, but I mean you could damage it if, unlike a neoprene mat, which are more or less invincible.
Right.
for the most part.
Pretty sure the arena was Arthur Tanga. He did a lot early on, kind of the artistic partner as far as I know. First versions of some champs were cropped from a single large image, multiple champs. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. Huh. And we'll see some of the champs in here.
Yeah, let's get to that now.
Sure, I'll take that over here.
You want to take that over there? Okay.
I'll trade you for a beer. There you go.
Thank you.
Celebrate.
Back. Yeah. Alpha.
All right. There is, let's start with the Chain Lightning pack.
Yeah, we don't know which one is which champion, but...
Oh, we can bring this back down, too, if you want.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
I said if you want.
All right, well, are we ready then?
Let's do it.
Let's find out which champion this is.
Drum roll number 8.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, it's hard to get it out without scrunching the cards. Let me see if I can do it like this. Oh, okay.
There we go.
I take them out a little bit at a time.
We'll try to keep them all in the same order as we sort through them.
Yeah, I didn't want to just rip open the bag, so there we go.
All right, Alpha. Let's see what we got.
All right.
So we will get many duplicates. If there's 192 cards, we're going to get a number of duplicates going on here.
Would you mind to brighten the screen a little bit? I can't quite see there. Okay, thank you.
In this set there are in the whole set there's 16 rares, 20 uncommons.
No gloves.
We thought about it, but
you know what? The olive oil I rubbed all over my fingers will protect me from the cards, so don't worry about it.
Brian, it's okay if you damage the cards taking them out of the bag. They're not your cards anyway.
No, they're not mine. And I did suggest that you might want to open these, but
it's true.
All right, here we go. I'll try to keep them in the right order, of course. I'll move this up like a few inches. There we go. Okay. So let me just go to the back and see if we can... Oh, it doesn't have the champion at the very back either. Oh. So I don't know where the champion is. Let's find out together.
I bet you it's going to be behind that.
Nope. Okay, we've got... I'm just going to move this over. I'll keep the order, but just to make some space here. We've got Chain Lightning, which is went on to be a popular card.
Yeah, so a lot of these you'll see in beta, Welcome to Genuary, but some of the art has changed as time goes on. And you'll notice that the cut jobs on these are just stellar.
Oh, that good, eh?
Yeah.
I feel like GameCrafter's gotten better since 2017, but yeah.
Like, look at the centering on Aura Surge. It is not...
Well, I've got a bunch of... I'm not holding it straight, but it's not too bad. But still, here we have all the affiliations either lit up or not, and...
that no-name person. It looks less like Sandra Bullock in this card.
Was she on the Aura Surge before? I thought it was a different one that looked like Sandra Bullock on the betas.
It was. It was the... Throw us a bone here, Will.
Let's see. We got 2 Aura Surge. We've got Rejuvenating Spring, which just looking down here because it's laid out differently than I'm used to. Is a swift, costs 12 aura plus 3 energy. You or a target around you gains 3 life, so that's similar to like River Knee or whatever. Similar to Rejuvenating Spring. We got 2 of those.
Jeff says GameCrafter is still all over the map sometimes.
Fair enough. I'm working on a project that'll probably...
Dedicated studies.
That's right, of course. We've got Meditative Ascension. So, I don't know if you can tell me anything about this, Joe. You are the expert here, though. What can you tell me about the art in this set? Like, where did it come from?
Well, this is all be Arthur Tanga and some... What is her name? Oh, look, I can look at that one. No, I can't. I can't see that. Oh, Rumiana. Yeah. Oh, there, I can see it better that way.
There you go. Now everyone can see.
That wolf is Rumiana. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a couple of those. We've got Flames. Earth Elemental. So these, and you know what? They feel different. You haven't felt them yet, I don't think. Here, I'll hand you one and you can See what you think. Put your fingers all over it.
Yeah, get some fingerprints.
Taste it. Put it in your mouth. Give it a good bite, like a gold coin.
Oh, this is still newer than the gum we've put in her mouth.
That's true.
Yeah.
She came back for Invasion to do some art. Oh,
amazing.
Okay. Oh, that's on top.
Yep.
Yeah. Earth Elemental.
Oh, they're playing cards, Will says.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah, you know what, now you mention it, that's exactly what they feel like. Guided Arrow. So some of this art went on in to beta, of course. So I recognize some of it. Fortification. Archon of Light.
One of the first Archons.
What do you think in the chat there, folks? What's your thought about this so far? Have you seen Alpha before? I know some of you here have.
Yeah.
Because I know you, but some of you may not have. And if you're watching this after the fact, not live, you can write in the chat, what do you think about this? What, how does it compare in your mind to subsequent sets?
Yeah, because the layout changed a lot once it became beta and Welcome to Gelara.
Do you happen to have an Invasion card on your desk somewhere? Nearby? Within reach?
No.
I'm just curious to put them side by side as a comparison.
Yes, I do.
Well, we don't have to do it right this second, but this is Air Shield, Air Elemental. We still don't have the champion. Jalarian Waters. That's a pretty card. Another Air Elemental. Jalarian Waters. Cross Punch. Looks like Wolverine here. Some of the art is also just licensed for one-offs. You can find some of it used elsewhere for other properties. Fair enough. When you're just starting out a game, you gotta do what you gotta do, Cross Punch. We got a few, several of those. Here we go. This is Malik.
And that is Malik by whom? Is that Arthur Tanga?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it to focus, maybe. There we go.
There we go.
Arthur Tanga. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. What do we got here? The Fang or whatever one that was linen? Yes, for sure. Yeah. That was Printer Studio for sure.
Yeah, there was a linen stock that some of the cards were printed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that. So we've got Malik. Do you want to leave him in here?
Leave him in there, yeah.
Okay.
Leave him right in order.
However, I will, just for a moment, put it down and compare that to Nubia from Welcome to Gelara. Sorry for the glare there.
Welcome to the Gelara.
So it's clearly different, but it is not too dissimilar. And
these are only the epic, so they're not really a fair comparison.
Well, nevertheless, you still get the idea that this is Invasion and this is Alpha, so you can see sort of where it's come from and where it's going. All right, I'll make sure that stays in the right spot in the deck order. And now we've got here the aura counters, I guess you call them.
There's going to be oodles of aura, because back then when the game first came out, everything was done with aura, not dice the way that we do it now. Or apps.
Right.
Ooh, here.
Although I tried it with the cards when I first started playing, and I found it easier to just keep a scrap of paper to keep track of your aura, honestly. All right, so we've got the first half of the deck. We've got all the counter cards, and then the champion, of course. So I'm going to put that off here.
Okay.
So this is the top. This is the bottom half of that same deck. It was too big to fit in my hands. So we've got Dare to Compare, more like Glare to Compare. Yeah, that's for sure. And you know why we know it's true? It's funny. It's because it rhymes.
That's right.
It's funny because it's true and it rhymes.
That's why oranges aren't funny.
That's right. Nobody ever wrote a joke about an orange.
No.
Orange, glad I didn't say banana. Skeleton King. I love this card. We talked about it last week, but I really love the design of that art. Inferno Lashback. A couple of those. Fire Elemental. Essence Drain.
It was such a beautiful card.
You know what?
As Damian.
I think you can see more of the art on this version than on the beta version.
Maybe.
Because I seem to remember a lot more of it being cut off. I really like the art on that particular card.
A couple of those.
Death Eater. Water Elemental. Teleportation.
Yes.
That's one of Joe's faves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's Sandra Bullock. We've got
Sandy B.
Sandy B. We've got Dedicated Studies. More Chain Lightning. Weird that they're split up like that. And some more Aura Surge. Mm-hmm. Fortification. Aura Surge.
And they're even just one-offs at a time.
Mm-hmm. Rejuvenating Spring. Meditative Ascension. We've seen that already. Mm-hmm. So these might all, in fact, these are all ones that we've already seen.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, there's no rares, there's no whatever in here. It's just the basics.
That's right. And I mean, at the time, these all would have been new.
Yeah.
So they were all rare in a sense. Mm-hmm. Air Elemental, Gelarian Waters, Cross Punch. Gelarian Waters. Oh, now we've got Nubia.
Ooh, Nubia. That's gorgeous art.
That is really...
Also art for Tenga, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So we've got Nubia here. I'm going to... Whoop.
Yeah, because it was Idris, Malik, Nubia, and Raha that had the alt arts. But the singles were...
Just trying to get it to focus here. Anybody who uses webcams a lot knows this pain.
Yep.
Trying to get the goddamn thing to focus. Never mind. So we've got Nubia here. So I guess the idea is that you... So how does this work here? If this is a 2-player starter deck, we haven't opened the other pack yet. Mm-hmm. We've already got 2 champions. So
right, and there's 2 champions in here as well.
So you can just choose which champion
Which
you
of the
want.
2, because those will be all the 2 affiliations.
Right.
That you can
use.
There
we go. It's focusing. Look at that.
That's fun.
That's beautiful. And we've got the sort of, what do you call it, script around the outside there as she's casting a spell. Very, very cool. It hasn't really...
Actually, look at the awareness. It's like wooden textured...
Yeah.
Like board.
Mm-hmm. A little bit different.
Yep.
Really cool. And we ended up with a 3 cross punches.
Yeah.
So that is pack numero 1.
And I'll trade you. I'll put those back in the bag.
Okay, I'll pass that over to you.
Thank you.
And now we've got...
And we'll give it a good attempt to focus again.
I want to try not to rub the 71 off of here.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to harm the cards, obviously. It ruins the flavor when we eat them later.
Alphabets.
Alphagetti?
Alphagetti.
Sorry, I shouldn't make a parallel joke. That's not how you brainstorm. That's not how you workshop. You have to make a better joke, not just the same joke.
Yeah. Sheesh.
All right. So this is the second pack, and it might just be super similar to the last one. I don't know. Depends, I guess, on affiliations.
Yeah, because this was blue and yellow, and that one's blue and red.
Is it? Okay, so it'll be slightly different. So we've got Sandra. I think I always think of this as Star Trek Sandra Bullock. It looks like those like 80s uniforms, and
we really need to work on a way to boot people from the chat.
Oh yeah, why? What's happening? I wasn't looking.
Jeff says you can make it more interesting to see the different order of cards by rifle shuffling them first.
Oh yeah. Dedicated Studies, Chain Lightning. I'll go fast if they're ones that we've seen. Teleportation. These are the blue ones, so they'll. And we've got our aura counters. So kind of just anything else on the back there? No. And just because we haven't really looked, we've got the classic Genesis card backs that stuck around right up until Haunted Castle went tits up, and Genesis Invasion started a brand new back.
Changed it up. Now you did mention when we opened up the box that were there any booster packs in there? Obviously we know now they're not. Are they smelling good or what?
Yeah, it smells like.
Yep.
Fresh paper.
Yep.
It has been sealed, so the freshness is in there.
Booster packs that did come out had 18 cards in them.
18? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Skeleton King, who is purple. Inferno Lashback. Fire Elemental. Essence Drain. So those are
purple.
Purple. What the heck is going on? Death Eater, Water Elemental, Teleportation.
So I guess there's no harm in mixing these two.
No, but there's no reason we have to.
No.
Also, there's another half of this pack that we
Yes.
haven't seen yet. So.
Yep.
Dedicated Studies, Chain Lightning, whoops, Aura Surge, Rejuvenating Spring, Meditative Meditative Ascension, Hunting Hound, Flame, and this is the second half of that pack, so maybe there's different stuff in here. Flame,
Earth
Elemental, Guided Arrow.
For the longest time, I said Gilded Arrow.
Oh, really?
And it was one of those, like, let's pronounce the card wrong until somebody corrects us.
Right.
Yeah. We've been in that situation before. Isn't that right, Pokemon?
You know what? We were talking at lunch at work today about song lyrics that you've misheard for a long, long time. And I never knew the words to, even though it's the title of the song, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. I didn't really know. I thought it was just called Dirty Deeds. I didn't know the whole title. And I never knew what he said. So when I was singing it, even though I knew it wasn't the words, I would say Dirty Deeds and the Dunder Chief.
Really?
Or something like, or the Dunder Heap, or something. Dirty Deeds on the Dunder Heap. Just because you got to say something when you're singing along.
And I guess that's better than Dirty Deeds Done with Sheep.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No.
But anyway, you got any songs like that? What about the chat? You got any songs like that?
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
That's a classic. Yeah. There's a bathroom on the right.
Yep.
Archon of Light. These are all yellow. Air Shield. Air Elemental.
So they do just give you a good assortment in both decks that are the same.
Looks like.
So you can build your own deck.
Galarian Waters. Cross Punch. Raha! And that's a Raha art I don't think I've ever seen before.
Oh.
Have you? Maybe.
I think I've seen that one. Because that's the standard art, not the alt art.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I've only sort of familiar with the Welcome to Jalera version where she's sort of in that strong warrior pose with her arrow, to the left. But that looks pretty cool too.
Jeff says it's like forgetting how to spell someone's name that you've known for too long and too embarrassed to ask them how it's spelled, right, Brian? Raihan?
It's with a Y. You got it right the first time. Also, I answer to anything, so don't worry.
Good job, Joff.
Joff. Cross Punch. Idiris. Also, I've never seen this art before.
Now, that one I've definitely seen, but...
Well, you know what? Maybe I have, but not on a card.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
And a moon-mated cheese.
Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum.
So I think the four champions that we see here are all done by
Arthur
Tenga. And then the alts were done by Damian.
Okay. So we got a bunch more counters, aura counters, and to cap it off, we've got Skeleton King, Inferno Lashback, Fire Elemental, Essence Drain, and a couple of Death Eaters. They eat so much death, you guys. Like, if you have extra death, you just call them, and they'll come and they'll eat it for you. And
it's like gut junk.
Yeah.
You just call the gut junk guys, and they just come look after it.
Yeah, if you're like, I got all this death, and it's going to go wasted. I can't eat all this death. They'll be like, we'll eat that for you. And they come over, and they eat it all.
I don't even have a sound effect for that.
They don't even poop that much. So, it's okay. The moment is past. So I'll hand this over to you.
That's the closest thing I have to a Death Eater.
Fair enough. Me do good, Bri. Nice. So there we go. I'll pass this over to you to put back in the bag.
What would your favorite cards be in the set, Brian?
Oh, I really like that Raha.
Yeah?
Just as a card,
Let's bloop over here so people can see our beautiful faces.
Yeah, you want to look at my arm hair? There we go.
There we go.
In some cultures, they use it to tell the future.
I believe that those four champs were all the single larger image Arthur did.
And were cropped from it. Okay, that makes sure. That's why one, I can't remember which, isn't centered well. Maybe Raha, she's kind of off to the bottom, maybe? I'm not sure.
Well, if we keep them in order still, let's find those two champs and see if we can match them up.
It's right before the counter cards.
Okay, Raha is first.
Here, flip it over and...
and then Idris.
I'll take care of the glare.
Do they look like they fit together somehow? Not particularly.
I don't know.
Maybe Idris is on top, and Raha's in a mountain underneath. I don't know.
Pew, pew. Maybe it's like this. Pew, 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 pew. And this one's like meow. This one's like fuck you, and this one's like I'm gonna kick you in the legs, and this one's like pow pow. You heard me.
You're really good at this.
Yeah. All right. So you're gonna put those back in the right spot?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Possibly.
So, do you have a favorite card in this set?
Really the Essence Drain is my favorite card in this set.
Mm-hmm.
At one point I was talking to Damian and was like, I need to get one of those signed. Just because it's cool looking, there's some movement to it, and it's dynamic, and it's kind of creepy and cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Is there a scenario in which you would ever play with these cards?
These ones, no. But, oh, that's right. There was a misprint Idris, wasn't there?
What really?
Will, do you remember what the misprint was?
I didn't know there was a misprint. Mm-hmm. I just kind of assumed that went with the territory. They just look like that.
Also, was it Skeleton King, or there was another card in the 2017 box that was supposed to be Swift, and it was Action.
Mm-hmm.
No Fireball.
Oh, okay. So what do we got here?
Let's see. Let me go back to find Idris again. I would say that's a Fireball, or is that the Moon? That's probably a Fireball.
It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to pop it up? So we've got Idris here. I always say Idris. I hear other people say
Idris.
Idris, whatever. I don't know. That's just how I would say it.
Sherry, whatever.
No Fireball. No Fireball. The ability. This says Fireball. Action, exhaust.
Oh yeah, so Fireball is the ability.
So what else would
what did it say if it didn't have
or would it
Fireball?
No action attack.
So that says action Fireball.
Mm-hmm. So this may not be a misprint then.
No, that must be the normal one.
Look at that. Look at her. She's like, I'm gonna let it focus. Hang on. Maybe
It'll be here a while.
That's too close. But yeah, it does look like cheese, I gotta say. Mm-hmm. It doesn't want to focus. But anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah.
You know what? She's out there. She's in like some rugged terrain. She's got a fireball. But you know what? Hair still looks good. She's still beautiful on the inside. So there you go. She should have two abilities, and this does not.
She do not.
She do not have two abilities. She got one ability. So this then would be a misprint, I guess. If she should have,
we'll wait for the official.
If they should have two and there is only one, then that sounds like a misprint to me.
So it is the misprint, yeah.
Wow. So
that's fun.
Does that make it more valuable to you
for a collector? Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Thanks, Will, for that information.
I'm so glad that people more knowledgeable than us are in the chat because we're just enthusiasts,
We're merely
enthusiasts. We're just enthusiastic. We're just happy to be here,
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm happy you're all here too. You can do anything you want on your Tuesday nights, and yet you chose to watch us open this alpha pack, and we can't thank you more for joining us. This has been really, really good. Any big takeaways from you, Joe? Now, this was yours. How long have you been sitting on this?
Many months.
Yeah, like for quite some time.
Yeah.
Did you ever think you were going to open it?
Not really, but you know what? I thought we can't open everything except for alpha.
Yeah, and now we've had the fun of opening one.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the excitement of seeing actually what's in there, because if you look around the YouTubes, there's not really anything giving you a full breakdown of what's in here. I've seen some videos of people with open ones, but maybe they were complete, maybe they weren't.
Right.
So this is kind of a cool little time capsule to show what happened, and the fact that it was numbered 71 was kind of.
Yeah, I didn't expect that by hand.
Yeah.
At that.
Yep.
So that is very, very cool.
What do you think?
Well, I think it's interesting, and I was just thinking if it was 2017 or 2018 or whatever, and that was the first your only introduction to Genesis.
Yep.
Do you think you still would have been enthusiastic about the game?
See, my introduction to Genesis was a little different because I never played any games before. And good morning from Germany. Hello, Yoda's Data.
Welcome back.
You're gonna have to rewind it later because we just finished opening it. But welcome.
Yeah, good to see you again. It'd be funny if Brian pulled out his own copy and said, "Glad we didn't open my copy." Yeah, and I would end up stabbing it with my knife somehow, and
Yeah.
Why does yours have all these lick marks all over it? That's so weird. But yeah, when did you came in sort of around the end of Haunted Castle time? So
yes, within months of the end.
Right. So the most recent set for you would have been Origins.
Yes.
And that kind of hooked you, right?
Yeah.
And do you think you would have been hooked the same way with this? I mean, there's fewer cards.
You know, I got into it because of you.
Yeah.
Right?
I am very influential.
Yeah. That's why you're an influencer on YouTube. You're a YouTuber, Brian.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's what you are.
I don't like that.
I don't know if I would have gotten into it the same way.
No.
The art is cool, but again, this was my introduction to TCGs. Right? As those of you who watched before know that I collected Magic cards, but had no interest in playing. Now I have a little bit of interest in playing, but I'm busy with Genesis. So
yeah, for sure.
Now, this brings up the sad conclusion to Genuary.
That's true.
What are we going to do now?
April?
What are we going to open for that? I'll handle this.
Oh, you have an answer.
No, I don't have an answer.
I thought you were asking. Oh.
No. What we should do is something we haven't done in a while. We should do a jank soon.
Yeah, we haven't done a good Jankapalooza for a while.
A couple months anyway.
Yeah. No, how do you feel now at the conclusion of Genuary, though?
You know what? It was really cool to see every set from Invasion. Let's see if we can do this backwards. Invasion, Origins, J2, Rays, Welcome to Jalera, Beta, Alpha.
Right.
Yeah. So it was neat to work backwards and see how the cards have changed, how the elements of gameplay have changed, some of the features, and yeah.
Now, as a collector, this isn't really anything for like casual fans, but for a hardcore collector like you, could you tell our viewers about what pre-alpha is?
So pre-alpha is some of these cards that we saw today that were, I guess, used for testing, play testing, proof of concept, and then there were some like stock art rather than actually having artists do the work that were done in the initial cards as well.
Because they were just trying it out, right? Collector, I'm assuming pre-alpha is very rare.
Yes.
And we couldn't even include it in January because there's nothing to open. There was no booster, whatever. So, but have you seen them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a couple of pre-alphas. Actually, when I bought, what was it? The used box of alpha one time, there was a pre-alpha in there.
Okay. And
I got super excited because I had never seen one, or let alone held one. I had never seen one in real life.
Right.
So I was excited to. Was it a giant scorpion, perhaps? Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Any sense of the scale of the scorpion?
It's giant, Brian.
We have no idea how big the giant scorpion is because there's rarely anything on any of the artworks to show the scale. So we just make a joke about it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Drawn by an ant. It was a giant scorpion.
Yeah, that's right.
There is something I would like to do to celebrate today, though.
What is that?
Will says the beta art shows the scale. I sure hope they can hear that music because we just look terrible.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But they can hear it.
Sandstorm. Speaking of dancing and looking like an idiot, I was in an improv workshop the other day, And I wasn't in the scene, but there was a scene going on, and just to cut to the chase, it was a bunch of red hat ladies at a strip club. And there's like old ladies, and they're going like, "Woo, strip club!" But there was no stripper. And sometimes when things like that happen, a person will jump in and pretend to be something, whatever. I never do, because I'm always like so interested in what they're doing. But I was sitting with my friend Kristen, who likes to encourage me, and so they were like, "Woo, the stripper!" And she kind of like pushed me out of my chair to be the stripper in the scene. And I was like, "Oh, geez, okay." So I went up, and I was like, "I'll just do the dance." So I started doing like what I thought was sexy dancing. Turns out, not so much.
They put their hats on and leave?
No. Well, I was just like, you know what, guys? I wasn't trying to be funny. That is the sexiest dance I could do. That wasn't a joke. That's just how. It's just because I have no game. So yeah. So that wouldn't be the first time this week that I was.
Brian, your game is Mousetrap. It looks kind of weird. Doesn't work most of the time. Yeah.
Yep. No, that's. Yep. I'm not even mad at that. That's totally true. So, but anyway, with that, thank you so much again for watching, everybody. If you want to, if you have any comments about this video, and I think people are probably going to discover this after we're done here, after the fact. So if you're one of those people, please leave a comment down below about what you felt about this set and our opening of it. But if, as always, you can always reach us by email at hello@imperialpulls.com.
Yep,
imperialpulls.com, the URL will take you right here to this YouTube channel. But you can also reach us on some other socials as well.
Yeah.
We also have TikTok, Facebook, Discord, and now the brand spanking new Blue Sky. You can find us there always at Imperial Pulls on all of those platforms. So yeah, just come and like play around with us. Sometimes we like to just like goof around and post things and memes and whatnot. So
yep,
don't be shy. We may look like we may seem unapproachable, but I assure you,
I think the word you're looking for is unappealing.
Yeah, or not able to read and write, I guess.
That's true.
But we can, and you can reach us in any of those ways, and we'll be happy to reach out to you appropriately. So.
Jason at Edge of Exile would like to know, when does Brian's Dance Hour air on this channel?
Oh, that is a different channel.
That's Imperial Pulls. Yeah. We'll get shirts made for that too.
Yeah, it's a different. It's a very specific tab on the website. So it's. Well, anyway, thanks again for watching, everybody.
What do we do on Mondays and Fridays? Usually, when you're not being delinquent in your pants.
Are you just rubbing my nose in it?
No. I want people to know about the other things that we do.
Ostensibly, we post shorts on Mondays and Fridays. Mondays is a variety of card games, and Fridays is Genesis Fridays. But I have been derelict in my posting those duties because I laugh when I hear the word duties.
Also, we have a bunch of packs that we haven't opened yet to add for shorts.
Yes.
So it's not entirely up to you.
No.
We both need to open some packs and get some stuff happening.
So if you're watching this and you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. It really helps us out a lot.
Yep.
And if you don't want to miss when we go live, you can hit the little bell and it'll give you an alert when we do go live, so that you can, put down your child, tell them to shut up for a while, and you can come and watch us.
Yeah, Brian's channel for his food stuff has like 500 and some followers.
Yeah,
we've got 120. Let's beat him.
And since you brought it up, it's a YouTube channel called We're Not Fancy Here, and it's a food channel,
which is not fancy, but it's delicious.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I probably dance there too.
You probably do. It's
all
a
right.
thing.
Well, happy Tuesday night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Merry January.
Mazel tov and all that.
You can put your January sofa away now.
Yep. Put your January sofa away. You can. They're going to stop playing January carols on the radio, and we're just going to get back to our lives until next year. So, yeah. Until Govember.
Govember. Is that Pokemon Govember?
Oh, that's not bad. We could do that.
We could.
Anyway,
that's a lot of Pokemon.
We should do this not while these people are trying to watch.
Oh, they're interested.
They got children to pick up off the floor. So
that's right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.